The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome all. Thank you for taking the time to attend our webinar today. Rapid SaaS Development, Leveraging Off-the-Shelf Applications. Any SaaS initiative, if you're looking at building a SaaS, there are few decisions that you need to make. Whether it should be a multi-tenant SaaS or a single-tenant SaaS will be the first thing. And then the next decision would be how would you go about developing the SaaS, and then comes the hosting decision. Whether you want to host it on a data center or do it on a self-hosting mode, or do you want to put it on the cloud or on an infrastructure as a service, with an infrastructure as a service provider. Assuming that we have taken care of the multi-tenant decision and that you have decided to build a multi-tenant SaaS, and what we are going to be discussing today is to help you build a SaaS on a rapid mode, on a quick and giving you the faster time to market advantage. So there are a few options that we will be discussing today. We have two speakers today, Jyoti Rangarajan, who is a Senior Technical Architect at Aspire, and Steve Clay, who is the Senior Vice President at Vindicia. Before we move into the webinar, I wanted to give a few quick housekeeping instructions. We have set we have set the thing in mute mode, and so if you have any questions, please do type it in the chat window or the questions window provided by GoToWebinar, and we will be happy to take the questions at the end of the session. If we run out of time or something, we will definitely get back to you with our answers in email. Quickly about Aspire, we are an outsourced product development company. We have worked with several software product companies, and we've helped them in moving to SaaS as well as in building on-premise solutions. We have offices in Chennai, India, and also in the US at California, and in UK in London. We are an ISO 9001 certified company. Vindicia, our partner, is they provide an on-demand billing solution, and their flagship product is Cashbox. Steve will be talking about it and helping us understand how we can build a rapid SaaS solution using this billing software. They are headquartered in the Silicon Valley, and they have clients like Symantec and Intuit and Yahoo and TransUnion, whom they have helped and built with their billing software. Steve Clay is our speaker today. He will be, as I said earlier, he will be talking about Vindicia's flagship product and how it helps in building SaaS solutions. He has over 30 years of experience in electronic payments, authentication, and fraud prevention. He has held senior management positions at various companies like Verifone, Cybercash, and such companies. He was on the board of directors at the Electronic Transaction Association, and has a lot of experience in the billing and fraud authentication space. Our second speaker is Jyoti Rangarajan, who is a Senior Technical Architect. She's been instrumental in Aspire in building our proprietary infrastructure framework for SaaS, the Propel SaaS. She is a core member in our advanced technology group, and she works on exploring newer technology areas and building POCs within our company. And Jyoti will be talking about several rapid SaaS development options today. And Jyoti, over to you.
Thank you, Kachana. Good morning, everybody. So, SaaS has almost become mandatory for a successful business. I'm going to say that in 2012, about more than 1/3 of the product would be offered as SaaS. For the context of today's session, let us assume that you're one such software provider who has already made a decision to move towards SaaS, and you want to do so in a true multi-tenant way. Before we get to the options, let's look at what is in front of you and what are some of the challenges that you might face. For building any multi-tenant SaaS application, you need features over and above your business functionality to support your architectural and operational needs, such as customization, data security, subscription, billing, etc. This slide that you're seeing covers the various such features. As you can see, there's a complete layer of SaaS feature that you require apart from your business functionalities. If you were to build your entire SaaS application including these features ground up, it's not only going to cost you time and effort, but also you need a lot of specialized skill sets, especially on SaaS. With a growing demand on SaaS, it's going to be extremely difficult to get such talent pool also. So are there other ways which are simpler to build a SaaS application and yet a robust SaaS application? Yes, there are, and that is what we are going to discuss today in our webinar. When you develop a new SaaS application, there are two approaches that you can take. One, adopt to PaaS, and another, adopt to Solution Accelerator. PaaS stands for Platform as a Service. It offers you the infrastructure or the hosting platform to build and run your SaaS application. Normally in a development, you buy your database, set up your network, and buy a lot of development tools, as well as have resources to install, optimize, and maintain them. With PaaS, you can completely avoid these investments and just concentrate on building your SaaS application. Solution Accelerator is a development framework for building multi-tenant SaaS application. In this model, you build your software the way you've always been, but with Solution Accelerator as a base. And it also provides you a better control on how and what you build. It's much like any of the frameworks that you use day in and day out, like Enterprise Library or Spring, except for that it more concentrates on the cross concerns of SaaS, whereas the other frameworks generally concentrate on general purpose concerns like exception, logging, etc. PaaS can further be classified according to the problems it solves. Let's look at what they are. Rapid development PaaS. The major aim of this kind of PaaS is to drastically reduce the development time of a SaaS application. It allows the end user to rapidly build your SaaS application. It comes with a hosted platform and development stack solution for completely building and running your SaaS software. In the normal development mode, you would be using an IDE such as Visual Studio .NET or Eclipse to build your SaaS application. Whereas in this mode, you completely build your application on the cloud and only for customization write code either in proprietary or non-proprietary languages. This also allows you to manage the life cycle of your SaaS application right from development to testing to release. So these are some of the characteristics of this kind of PaaS. Most of this PaaS offers you a visual development and allows the business user to develop application. It comes with a metadata system which allows you to build multi-tenancy quite faster and has multi-level customization and access control support and other operational modules such as subscription, billing, etc. Examples of such PaaS are LongJump and Force.com. We look into a specific PaaS here, which is LongJump, and discuss its feature. LongJump again offers you features like whatever we saw just now. It provides you a point-of-click application design and development, which can be further customized using custom Java classes. The major highlight of LongJump is also that it provides you an install platform, allowing you to run LongJump in your own data center. This is a quick screenshot of an object design in LongJump. Now that's with new SaaS development. What if you have an on-premise web application that you want to quickly migrate to a multi-tenant SaaS? Then rapid migration path could be an option for you. An example of such path is SaaS Grid. What this allows you to do is, if you build your application in some layered design principles, you can simply host it on the platform and it converts your non-multi-tenant application to a truly multi-tenant one. It also comes bundled with other operational modules such as provisioning, billing, metering, access control, etc. Now we have discussed the various characteristics and features of rapid development path. We'll also look at its advantages and disadvantages. The major advantage of this path is faster time to market and lower development cost. The major disadvantages would be vendor lock-in. You still need to depend on the path for your application to run, and you might incur some functional limitations as imposed by the path. And if your path does not offer you an install platform, supporting a hybrid model, that is, providing your software both as on-premise and a SaaS version is going to be difficult. Next we look at infrastructure path. This kind of path concentrates more on hosting or infrastructure required to run your SaaS application. It also offers you a cloud framework or what is called cloud operating system. This inclines more towards IaaS or infrastructure as a service. The major difference between IaaS and this is IaaS offers a machine as a service that's just a black box within which you can run any application. Whereas within this path, you need to follow some design norms because it's going to ultimately run on the cloud operating system. But the major difference between this path and rapid development path is that you need to still write code here, most probably in non-proprietary languages. For example, if you have to host your application in Google App Engine, you should have written it on Java, Python, or PHP in a certain way. The major characteristics of this kind of path is it offers you a highly scalable and available computing service bundled with other infrastructure services like scalable data storage, access control, etc. These are some quick features of one another such path Azure. The major advantages of this path is that it offers a lower TCO compared to your rapid development path because the entire billing is just based on your computing resources. The other major disadvantage is it still has a partial lock-in because if you're going to depend on the path, say for a scalable data storage, at least that layer is going to be dependent on the path. And with this, it is going to be extremely difficult to offer a hybrid mode of your software. There is also another kind of path called specialized paths or cloud value services, which are more specific for certain types of problems, and it more concentrates on solving problems of a cloud application. The examples of such paths are integration as a service. This offers an integration platform for your cloud application to be able to integrate with other SaaS applications or on-premise applications. Subscription or billing as a service, which provides a billing solution to cloud. Steve would be talking more about it later in this webinar. Security service offers offers identity management and authorization solutions to cloud. Now we have looked at the different kinds of PaaS. We'll just look at a quick summary of it. PaaS helps you to move to market quite faster. It's rather a strategic decision to choose PaaS because you do have a vendor lock-in. Most of the core PaaS offer a marketplace to help you in your marketing activities. And with PaaS, the data security concerns are going to be more because there's two levels of trust that's required. One, the customer has to trust you, and also there should be a trust on the PaaS. So with that, we'll move to the next approach that we talked, which is the solution accelerator. Solution accelerator, as discussed before, is a development framework for building a multi-tenant SaaS application. Now, with this, you develop code the way you have been, and you just use solution accelerator as a base. The target audience of your solution accelerator are developers and architects. Suppose you're building your SaaS solution ground up. What you would typically be doing is, on top of your technology stack, first build your plumbing layers such as logic, exception management, etc. Then build your SaaS framework such as customization, access control, data security, etc. And on top of it, build your operational modules like provisioning, subscription, metering, etc. And then you start building your business feature. With Solution Accelerator, the entire of plumbing, SaaS framework and operation modules can all be replaced just by it, and you can from day one start concentrating on your business features. Example of the Solution Accelerator are Propel SaaS and Alice. We'll take a specific case of Propel SaaS and look at its feature. Propel SaaS is built on top of non-proprietary technologies, and because of that, it's going to be easier for you to learn it and adopt to it. And it has all the plumbing component and has a very robust architecture. The very important feature of Propel SaaS is a customization framework which allows you to build customization support for your tenants at multiple levels, be it a data model or business rules or the entire view. The security framework allows you to provide access to your tenants to be able to completely configure their access control policies right from roles, privileges, and it is possible even at a fee level and data level. Apart from it, it also comes with various operational modules like tenant provisioning, subscription management, user management, metering, as well as some productivity improvement tools like being able to quickly build admin data screens just by using XML configurations, etc. It also has a pretty flexible architecture, and hence you can host it in any of your own data center as well as any neutral IaaS like Amazon or even Azure or any infrastructure services that we saw. These are some quick shots of Propel SaaS. This is privilege management, and this is a data group customization screenshot. And the major advantage of Solution Accelerator is you still get the control on your design and functionality at a lower time and cost. And there's no vendor lock-in. In fact, most of the Solution Accelerator also ships with source code. If you have to support hybrid model, that is, if you want to offer your product both as a SaaS and on-premise, it's going to be extremely easy in this model. And the disadvantages are you still have to code a little bit to bring in your application scalability, and you need to depend on an external hosting. So these are the quick disadvantages of it. With that, I will hand over the control to Steve. Steve? Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Jyoti. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve, before I hand over the control to you, I just wanted to do a quick poll. Jyoti talked about a few rapid development approaches. She talked about the rapid development path like Long Jump, Force.com, and SaaS Grid. And she talked about infrastructure paths like Azure and Google App Engine. And she also talked about specialized PaaS solutions like Boomi on the integration as a service and billing as a service like Vindicia and Zuora. And also she talked about solution accelerators, which are pre-built frameworks that help in rapid development, which does not come with the infrastructure, but they are the development frameworks like Propel SaaS. So I just wanted to summarize that and do a quick poll to understand which of these appeals to you as a preferred building solution for SaaS. Here I'm launching the poll. So what is your preferred way of building your SaaS solution? Is it custom development, which is not the rapid development approach, where you have the control to choose the technology, you have the control to do your complete architecture and design and everything. So that is custom development. Or are you interested in rapid development path, which is using Force.com or Long Jump? Or are you interested in infrastructure path, which is Google App Engine or Azure? Or are you interested in specialized PaaS or cloud value services like Boomi or Vindicia? So, or solution accelerators. So please do make your options, and then we can I launch the poll. Close the poll. And after we are done with the poll, I will hand over the control to Steve, who will talk about the building solution and elaborate on how that helps in rapid SaaS development. Okay. Maybe another 20 seconds. Okay. Thank you for your selection. I'm going to close the poll and share the results. So what we see here is very interesting. 44% have chosen custom development, and 44% have chosen rapid development path, which is Force.com or Long Jump, and 22% infrastructure path, 11% specialized path, and 33% solution accelerators. We appreciate the results. It's it's little there is a mixed response we have received, and we thank you again for the poll. Now I would, after I hide the results, after I close this, I'm going to hand over the control to Steve. Steve, you should have the control now.
Okay, thank you very much, Kanchana, and good job, Jyoti. I appreciate the opportunity to participate in this webinar, and hello, everyone. I won't say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, because I have no idea where all of you are. I am going to, let's see.
Do you have the control, Steve?
Yes, well, let's see. I think I do. I'm trying to click to the next slide.
Okay.
You know what? Why don't you flip to the next slide, and if you're still in.
Sure. Yes, see?
Yeah, there it goes. Okay, thank you. So to carry along with the same theme, the concept here is that you've made the decision to either start from scratch on a SaaS model or evolve your business to a SaaS model. So the question then becomes, how are you going to get paid? It's usually a fairly dramatic shift from a traditional licensed software approach, big upfront license fee, and more to a possibly some sort of one-time setup fee, and then an ongoing monthly, quarterly, or annual fee to use the software. And we see a fairly significant movement in that direction. And that's really why, one of the main reasons why Vindicia exists is to help facilitate that and take care of all the plumbing underneath the hood that executes on that strategy efficiently and effectively. So one of the things that has sort of evolved, you've all heard about B2B and B2C and B to SMB. I'm sure you all know what those mean. We feel there's really a new concept, and it's tied directly to the evolution of SaaS solutions, is B to I, business to individual. And the concept of business to individual, I'll use our company as a classic example. We're a 60-person company and growing. We have about 12 to 15 people in our sales force. We use Salesforce.com, and our sales operations person puts our monthly cost for Salesforce.com, on her credit card. And that is very, very typical. You would find that companies like Salesforce.com do a very significant amount of their revenue through credit card. Another example, it's not SaaS per se, but if you look at Google with AdWords, the vast majority of companies are small to medium-sized companies, and the person in charge of advertising or marketing is paying for the AdWords on their credit card. So there's a dramatic shift from traditional invoicing approaches, either paper or electronic, to people who are running departments, etc. Even in fairly large companies, they prefer not to go through the big exercise of doing POs and everything. So they'll just put it on their credit card and submit it as an expense. So it's an important thing to understand as you evolve to a SaaS model. But along with that new opportunity comes a lot of new questions and a lot of new challenges. Do you try to build this yourself, or do you buy it? Do you offer your software as an upfront license and or a subscription, a little bit of both? Those are fairly significant decisions. What payment methods do I accept? There's a lot of choices. Credit card, PayPal, electronic check, etc. And I'm going to cover that in a little bit more depth in a minute. And then there's a big issue. The moment you're handling this sensitive data, how do you manage the compliance issues? In the credit card industry, there's something called PCI, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Kanchana, can you move to the next slide?
Sure, Steve. You should have it.
Thank you. So oftentimes people who are new to this don't realize that there is an entire, what we call the wheel or life cycle of monetization that you have to be thinking about when you are going to be traversing from a legacy revenue model to a SaaS model. And so these are all the different things that you need to be thinking about and either building out yourself or using a solution like Cashbox to help manage this for you. So first and foremost, you have to create the offer. And when a lot of companies start out, they say, oh, that's going to be simple. I'm going to do $19.95 a month or $300 a quarter or whatever it happens to be, and that's going to be enough. That's all I need to do. The reality of it is that when you're selling your services under a subscription model, your billing plans become a key differentiator and a key part of your product strategy. So you want a system that has enormous flexibility for you to create offers, try different offers, have offers that are specific to partners, etc. And I don't have a screen to show it, but we have a drop-down menu. Once you connect to the Vindicia platform, we have a simple drop-down menu where a business person can create a new offer and simply publish it as a SKU. And then it's simple for the folks who are managing the front doors of the website to simply publish that new SKU into the offer selection page. And all the mechanics underneath the hood that make that possible are managed by the software. Then people are going to choose which offer they want, and you have to go through a sign-up process. You have to create an account. And of course, anytime you're taking payments online, you have to do at least some basic fraud checking. Then further around on the wheel, on an ongoing basis, you have to manage authentication and entitlement, and the system has modules for that. The next component, next spoke on the wheel, so to speak, is billing and taxation. On an ongoing basis, quarterly, monthly, annually, you have to reach back out to the customer and or the payment method and execute the attempt to rebill the customer. And then taxation. It used to be that taxing services was not an issue, but more and more, because of the various economic situations, more and more governments and municipalities are starting to tax services that are sold online. So we have a built-in tax engine. And then, of course, you have to be able to manage customer support. Your customers are going to call in and add additional seats, reduce seats. They want to extend their subscription. They want to terminate. Whatever it is they want to do, you have to have a system in place to be able to manage that on an ongoing basis. And then the next point at 9 o'clock is customer retention and renewal. And this is a huge issue, and most companies do this really, really poorly. Even companies that you'd be surprised. So this is not a direct example for SaaS, but let's say the Wall Street Journal online. I get an email from them every so often asking me to update my expiration date on my credit card. It's amazing that they do that. It's totally unnecessary. We've implemented a system that overcomes the need to reach back out to the customer to update things like their expiration date. That can all be done automatically and with a set of retry logic that understands how the credit card system works and manages that. Because every time you reach back out to the customer, you're risking that they're going to rethink, do they really want this product? Is it really delivering the value to me? And it causes them to rethink, whether they want to continue with the service. And then at 11 o'clock, reporting and chargebacks. Obviously, you need reports to manage your business. And then whether you like it or not, there are going to be disputes. Anytime you're taking payments remotely and electronically, there are going to be disputes. And most companies do not have the expertise in-house to do that. And you need to either build that up yourself, hire people to manage it, or work with a company that has that baked into the solution. We handle all of the disputes for companies like Fandango, Yahoo, 1-800-Flowers, Symantec, etc. Next slide, please, Kanchana.
sure see. Yeah, you should see it.
Yep. Thank you very much. So these are the sort of key elements that you need to think about. And I've covered quite a few of them at a high level already. But just to dig down a little bit deeper, business model flexibility is absolutely key. More often than not, when a new business or a business decides to switch over to our platform, you know, they launched their business 1 to 3 years ago. Their IT department, you know, configured a quick, you know, $19.95 a month billing plan. They hard-coded it into the system, and now every time the business people want to change that, you know, they have to go back to IT and request, you know, a whole, you know, project. By being on a billing platform that, you know, has the flexibility, you completely change your, you know, your opportunities, you know, as a business. On the global side, most companies these days want to do business globally, but when it comes to subscription management and or payment, the challenges go up exponentially. Credit cards, for example, if you have customers in Germany, they will most likely not want to pay with a credit card. There's something in Germany called ELV. It's a direct debit approach, and you're basically less than 50% of the German market will be at your, you know, available to you if you don't support ELV. And that's just one example. Payment is a very cultural thing, and the UK and the US and South Korea are reasonably similar in terms of credit card and acceptance and the like, but many other countries around the world, there are unique requirements in order to do payment, you know, effectively. I talked in the upper right-hand corner there about compliance and security. As a result of all the breaches, which I'm sure you've all heard about over the years, the credit card companies and the brands, Visa and MasterCard, have clamped down very hard, and there are a hard set of very specific requirements. And most companies really struggle with the cost and the ongoing implications for their development organization to manage PCI. Estimates range for the cost of managing the compliance from anywhere from as little as $50,000 annually to $500,000 annually, depending on the size of the business. And initial efforts to convert a non-compliant system to compliant can cost anywhere from a couple of $100,000 to multi-millions of dollars, again, depending on the size of the business. And no merchant is you know, free of the requirement. Customer data ownership is a big issue. A lot of companies, because they are completely befuddled by managing payments, they will completely turn that over to a third party. And what they don't realize is that at that moment, they're really turning over the jewels of their business, which is their customer data. So it's one thing to have the credit card numbers not run through your system so that you can remove the PCI burden. But you really want to make sure that whoever you choose to partner with, it's very clear contractually that you own your customer data, and that if you ever feel the need to move, you know, you can get that data back. Because if you've got thousands of customers paying you on an ongoing subscription basis, and you need to move suppliers, and you don't have the ownership over that data, it can have devastating effects on your business. And then the chargeback management I talked about earlier, and then maximizing customer retention. The key point there is it is not obvious to, you know, doing a one-time payment, you know, taking a sale for an initial you know, subscription of, you know, $150, $200, $1,000 is relatively straightforward. But managing an ongoing recurring payment is much more complicated. There's a lot of black art that goes into that, and again, very, very few technology companies have the expertise in-house to manage that themselves. Next slide, Kanchana.
Yes.
So in the interest of time, I'm not going to delve into this. What this simply shows you is up in the blue at the top of the screen is the basic platform that you as a business who's now going to be selling your services online and delivering them via SaaS, there are certain things that you need to have control over and that you absolutely should have control over. And manage. And you can either buy third-party solutions there, you can build it yourself, etc. All of the things in the middle there are the things that a company like Vindicia provides, and this is the plumbing to manage the billing and the app, all of the things related to billing. And we're a SaaS-based offer ourselves. We're a multi-tenant SaaS-based offer. I would say that we run in a private cloud, not a public cloud, because it is virtually impossible to do payment processing and be PCI compliant and operate in a public cloud because some of the requirements of PCI make that just about impossible, at least based on the offerings that we've seen in the marketplace today. And then we connect, as part of our service, we connect off to the different payment processors that are a key part of the equation. And we partner with the best-of-breed payment processors, and we develop the interfaces that are deep and wide from the front end all the way through to the dispute management on the back end. Next slide, Kanchana. So I do want to highlight one thing that we just introduced. We announced this about a week ago. It's a new concept called hosted order automation. Many of you have probably heard of something called a hosted order page, and those have been available from a variety of players for quite some time. We never really liked the concept of a hosted order page because it removes control of a customer-facing step, a key customer-facing step from the business selling their services and hands it over to a third party. So instead, what we developed was this concept of hosted order automation. And what that allows you to do is completely control the order pages, the checkout pages, but at the same time, completely put your system out of scope for managing this complicated thing called PCI. So the underneath the form, in the segments where the customer enters sensitive information, they actually push the credit card information directly to Vindicia when they click the submit button. So the information never passes through your servers at all, which means that other than filling out a form once a year for your payment processor, your cost to keep your systems PCI compliant literally go to practically zero from potentially tens, if not hundreds, if not millions of dollars. And we have a full data sheet you can download from our website that goes into more depth. But I'm going to move to the summary slide, and then we can open it up for questions. Next slide, please, Kanchana. So I hope I've stimulated some thought. There is lots to think about. A key lesson learned that I would strongly suggest you think about is do not wait to think about monetization until the last minute. It takes a minimum of 3 months. Once you've made your vendor selections and you've decided on your strategies and the like, it can take a minimum of 3 months to implement, test, and deploy. And then the vendor selection, your strategy, etc. Most companies, it takes at least 3 months to get that to a concrete state, etc. So you're looking at easily 6 months in order to take this part seriously and make some key decisions, choose the right vendors, implement, test, and deploy. And we often find our clients, reaching out to us, we're going to launch in 60 days. We need some help. And it becomes a real challenge at that point to do it, to do it well and to deploy it, correctly. So, and the reason for that is this affects everything, back to even to the product design. So you can't think about product design without contemplating how you're going to bill. In terms of managing control over the application, updates, maintenance, which features are going to be included under which billing plans, etc. So how you're going to price, how you're going to handle customer support, how you're going to get the information to your finance department so that they can submit your financials to the market or to your investors. And then, of course, marketing is keenly interested in these things because if you don't have the right billing plan underneath the hood, or billing engine underneath your hood, your marketing team is going to be severely restricted in terms of their ability to be creative and promote your services, far and wide. So anyway, that's about it for today. Thanks again, and I'll turn it back to Kanchana.
Thank you, Steve. That was very informative. Yeah, actually, Steve, we have a question for you already. In the meantime, before I read out the question, I wanted to request the audience to type in your questions in the chat window. We will take it up. Now the forum is open for you. So please do send in your question. Steve, we have a question for you. If our employees are, so if our employees are entering credit card info into your product, do we need to be PCI compliant?
You need to be, the answer is always yes, you need to be PCI compliant. The question is how much effort is going to, is that going to require? And then I would ask a question back, why would you have employees, entering credit card information directly? Yes, if your employees are have access directly to credit card information, then and they're entering it manually into some system, then you would definitely have to file the necessary paperwork that your payment processor would be asking you to file on an annual basis. The goal would be to, by using a billing application like ours, the goal would be to have the customer entering their data directly, and then your employees would have all the necessary abilities to provide customer service, but that could be done without them having direct visual or systematic access to the raw credit card numbers themselves. And then you could severely reduce the exposure and the costs associated with PCI.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Jyoti, here's a question for you. What are the considerations in choosing a solution accelerator? Yes. So when you are considering multiple vendors to choose from, then obviously SLA is one key area to look for. And other than that, you might have to look for solution accelerators that comes with a source code, because that offers you more flexibility and control. And you also have to be able to vet the architecture a bit and the complete feature stack that it provides to see if it has any design limitation. Apart from it, you can also analyze the statistics or metrics of the solution accelerator itself in terms of the scale it supports, its performance data, etc. So those will be the different characteristics that you need to look for in a solution accelerator to pick one. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Jyoti. Please do type in your questions. I have one more, which is, what is the advantage of going for multi-tenancy compared to virtualization?
Okay. So obviously a multi-tenant SaaS has a lot of cost advantages on a long run when compared to virtualization. Virtualization might be an option to quickly move to a SaaS model, but obviously when you start getting more and more customers and volumes, and that is when even your SaaS model will become profitable. With more volume, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to maintain so many instances, run patches on so many instances. So for a better OpEx, and if you have to limit your operational charges to say around 5%, then it is very important that you choose the multi-tenant model. And also a total infrastructure cost that you incur in a multi-tenant model is going to be much lesser compared to a virtualization route.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Jyoti. Please do share in your questions. In case if you want to send your questions to Steve or Jyoti directly, please do feel free to do that. We have shared the email address here on the screen. You can write to them directly. You can also write to info@aspiresys.com in case if you have questions. We appreciate your time, and I guess I will give it maybe another minute or so, and in case if we receive questions, we are here to answer them. Yeah. We have a question. Okay, we have a question on, do you have any specific webinars coming up on specific solutions like SaaS? We have been doing a lot of webinars related to SaaS, not specifically on Propel SaaS, but we have been doing on on the rapid SaaS development. We also did one on how on drawing a decision tree, giving an overall picture on how to go on demand, how to take your product to SaaS, and that was done a couple of months ago, and this is a sequel to that session. So we will definitely take this up. We see that there is an interest in solution accelerator, so we might, we can definitely come up with another session where we address specifically about solution accelerators like Propel SaaS. Thanks for the interest shown. And okay. I think yes. I think that's it. We haven't received any further questions. We appreciate your time again today. We hope you found our session very useful. Please do feel free to write to Steve or to Jyoti if you have further questions. We will also share the recording of this session shortly, and we hope you enjoyed the session. Have a great day or great evening wherever you are. And thanks again for your time. Thanks, Steve, for being there and for sharing your. Thanks a lot for your time again.
My pleasure.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.